Welcome guys, I am Parinita. Subscribe my channel and press the bell icon to receive regular notifications regarding the computer science topics and technical job updates. Hello guys, today we are going to learn one very interesting and important technique, that is Bayesian classification, or it is also known as Naive Bayesian classifier. Fine, it is actually very important because it is used in various fields like machine learning, data mining and data warehouse. Fine, that's why it is very important. So in this video we are going to see what it actually is, why is it needed, and with the help of a detailed example or this question we are going to see that how to solve any question of Bayesian classification. Fine. Now so let's start. First of all, let's see that why do we need Bayesian classification. So in case of data mining, whenever we are having bulk of data and we want to classify them, we want to find out some missing values, or we are in machine learning, we are having bulk of data and we want to feed that data into the machine, or we want to train any machine. So in both the cases, one of the important tasks that we want to do is whenever we are having any new data, we want to classify it. Fine. So in such cases, this Bayesian classification is used. For example, if I let you know with the help of this example, see, this is the set of data that is given to us. For example, here 7 samples are given, 1 to 7, fine, and their respective attributes are given. 3 attributes are given to us, values of the attributes, and then we are having class. The value of the class is either 1 or 2. That means we can say that there are 2 main classes. So what we are doing is, as per the attributes of the sample, fine, as per the values of attributes of the sample, they are classified into either class 1 or class 2. We can say that whenever in any sample the attributes are 1, 2 and 1 respectively, they belong to class 1. When the attributes are 2, 1 and 2 respectively, they belong to class 2. Fine. So what happens that for these 7 set of data, we are already having their specific classes. But what happens if in the future we are getting some new samples whose class is not yet defined? What we can do, for example, the new samples are there, and for those samples we already know the attributes of them. So what we can do, by applying this Bayesian classification and by observing the attributes, by doing certain calculations, we can predict that whether that new sample belongs to class 1 or class 2. Fine. So this is the main reason, or this is the main way where this naive Bayesian classification comes into the picture. Whenever we want to predict any new class or kind of classify the samples based on the previous data, we can do that with the help of this technique. Fine. So let's see with the help of detailed example that how we can do that. So let's see the question. What is given in the question? For given training set, predict classification of the sample this. So yes, it is very easy. What they have given this data. Up to here, this is question. Fine. So they have given the data of 7 samples along with their attribute values and their classes, that to which class these samples belong. Fine. So this is the whole data given to us. Now they are telling that we are having 3 training sets. Training sets means what? Already 7 samples are there. Now they have given us 2 more samples having attribute 1, attribute 2 and attribute 3 as 211 and 011 respectively. Fine. Means 211 means attribute 1 is 2, attribute 2 is 1 and attribute 3 is 1. But we don't know to which class this sample is belonging. So what we want is, this is the new sample whose attribute 1, 2 and 3 are given. Now applying this Bayesian classification, we want to classify, or we want to predict that in which class this tuple will belong. Either they will belong in class 1 or they will belong in class 2. Fine. So ultimately that's what we want to do. So let's start solving and let's see step by step that how we can do that. So this is the whole question given to us. Now what is the first step we will do is, here samples, their respective attributes and classes defined. So what is the first step that we need to do? We want to find out the probability of class 1 and class 2. So probability that class equal to 1 will be equal to, how many class 1s are there? 1, 2, 3, 4 and total classes are 7. So 4 by 7 is the probability of class 1, and similarly the probability of class equal to 2 will be equal to, how many class equal to 2 are there? 1, 2, 3. So 3 by 7. So what is the first thing that we have done? We have found out the probability of class equal to 1 and probability of class equal to 2. That we got 0.571 and 0.5 4, 2, 8 respectively. Fine. So this is the first thing that we have done. And then we are going to the next step. In the next step, what we will do is, we will be making the tables for attribute 1, attribute 2 and attribute 3. And what will be there in the table, that how many possible values of attribute 1, attribute 2 and attribute 3 are 0, 1 and 2. All the values are the combinations of 0, 1 and 2, right? 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. So what we are doing, we are writing all the possibilities. So for attribute 1, the possible values are 0, 1 and 2. Now what we are doing, we were classifying them as class 1 and class 2. So how we will be filling these values is, we will check out that how many in attribute A1, how many 0 values are there that belongs to class 1 and that belongs to class 2. So if I check here in attribute 1, value 0. So this is the value 0, it belongs to class 1. Okay. Again, yes, this is again the value 0 that belongs again to class 1. Are there any more zeros? No. So what we have found out, that in attribute 1, there are 2 values of 0 that belongs to class 1 and none of them belongs to class 2. So what will we write, that in 0, 2 values belongs to class 1 and 0 values belongs to class 2. Fine. Similarly, we will check for attribute 1 and value 1. Let me show you one more. Attribute 1 and value 1. So this is 1 that belongs to class 1. Again 1 belongs to class 2 and again 1 belongs to class 1. So what we got, there are 2 ones that belongs to class 1 and 1 that belong to class 2. So in 1, there are 2 values that belong to class 1 and 1 value that belongs to class 2. Fine. So similarly, that similar checking or similar thing you have to do with all the attributes of A1, these 3 attributes of A2 and these 3 attributes of A3. Fine. So in this way, you have to fill this table, and how to fill the table I have already shown you. So in that way, you have to fill the table for attribute 1, attribute 2 and attribute 3. Fine. Now after filling the table, now we have 2 things. Already we are having the possibility of class 1 and class 2, and now we are having the respective possibilities of the attributes of A1, A2 and A3. Fine. These 2 things are done. Now we will go to our next step. So what should be our next step? Now we will start working for our training set that is given to us, that is 211. Fine. There were two training sets given to us, 211 and 011. So we are starting with this 211, and now we want to predict that this 211 belongs to which class. Fine. So we are starting with this training set 211. Now what do we mean by 211? The tuple is given, let's name it x1. So if the values of x1 are given to us as 211, this means what? The value of attribute A1 is 2, A2 is 1 and A3 is 1. Fine. In the table we know that attributes A1, A2 and A3 is given. So their respective values are 211 for A1, A2, A3. This thing is given to us and we want to find out the class. So what will be the next step? We will find out the probability of A1 equal to 2 and class equal to 1. Similarly, probability of A1 equal to 2, class equal to 2. The same thing we will do with all the attributes. Probability of A2 equal to 1, class 1, class 2. Probability of A3 equal to 1, class 1, class 2. Fine. So we will be finding out first these 6 possibilities. Getting? We are taking the attributes one by one and we are finding out its probability along with class 1 and along with class 2. Fine. This thing we will do with all the 3 attributes. Now how to find out this possibility? Let's see the first one. Possibility of or probability of A1 equal to 2 and class equal to 1. So how to do that? First of all, we will check this. A1 equal to 2 and class equal to 1. We will check this together in the previous table that we have made. A1 equal to 2, class equal to 1. A1 equal to 2, class equal to 2. So see. A1 equal to 2. In that case, A1 equal to 2. So class equal to 1 is 0. Class equal to 2 is 2. Fine. 0 and 2. So here in numerator we will get 0 for class 1 and 2 for class 2. Got it? So similarly you can fill out the numerators based on the attributes table, the table of attribute A1, A2 and A3. Based on those values, you can fill out these numerator values. Fine. Now how to fill out the denominator values? It is more simple. In denominator, we are writing the total number of class 1 in the table. We know that in class 1, the total number of class 1 we are having is 4. Total number of class 2s we are having is 3. So for class equal to 1, the new denominator will always be 4, and for class 2, the denominator will always be 3. Fine, got it? How to find out the numerator and denominator? So based on that, we are getting the values, these 6 values we will get. Fine. I hope you are getting how we are doing. Fine. So after finding this probability, now what we want, in this case what we have done, we have found out the probabilities individually. Now simply we want to merge these possibilities by just multiplying them. So what we are doing, now the probability of, now it is again our next step, what we are doing. Now the probability of x1, what is x1? x1 is nothing but this whole tuple. So the probability of this whole tuple with class equal to 1 and the probability of this whole tuple with class equal to 2. So how we will get it? For class equal to 1, we will simply multiply these 3 values. Fine. And similarly for class equal to 2, we will be simply multiplying the values of class equal to 2. Fine. So for class equal to 1 I am getting 0, for class equal to 2 I am getting this much. Now after this we are having the last step. In the last step what I need to do is, now this I got, fine, probability of x1 of class equal to 1, this I got. Now I want to multiply that with possibility of class equal to 1. Now what is this possibility of class equal to 1 and possibility of class equal to 2? We have already found it out in our first step. So possibility of class equal to 1 is 0.571 and possibility of class equal to 2 is 0.428. Fine. So see, 0.571 and and this one, these two values we have taken from that possibility, and these we are multiplying it with these values that we have got in the upper step. Fine. So we will get 0 and 0.002996 respectively. These two values we are getting. Fine. Now simply this is the final step or final probability that we wanted to find out. We have already found out. Now what we will do, simply we will compare these two things, that which value is greater. So as you can see, this is simply 0 and this is 0.00299. In short, it is 0 point something. So we can say that this value is greater. So the probability of this x1 being in this class 2 is greater. So we can say that so we have come to the conclusion that Bayesian classification predicts class equal to 2 for tuple x1. Got it? So we have applied this whole procedure of Bayesian classification and ultimately we have predicted that this new tuple that was given to us, this training tuple, this belongs to class equal to 2. Fine. So this is our conclusion based on this whole example. So for 211 we have already predicted. Now what I want you to do is, I hope you have understood the whole procedure. Now you have to apply the same procedure for this tuple 011. That means attribute 1 will be 0, attribute 2 will be 1 and attribute 3 will be 1. Now I want you to apply this whole procedure in this 011 and predict the class for it, and let me know in the comment section that what is the class that you got with the help of this training set. Fine. So that you will also get practice and you will get to know that either you are able to solve or not. Fine. So for this, I hope you have understood the whole method. Now for this tuple, try to find out the class, that in which class this tuple is belonging. So if you found the video helpful, please like it, please share it with your friends or whoever needs this video. And if you have not subscribed the channel yet, please subscribe the channel so that you will get the notifications of my regular tutorials. I am bringing tutorials on these technical topics or comparatively complicated concepts like this, and I am trying to make it easy for you. Thank you so much.